Come on in. Hey everybody, welcome to Trans-West Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. I am so excited to see you today. My name is Katie O'Neill. My number is 303-562-8659. Again, 303-562-8659. Please feel free to reach out during this video. It is a live Facebook video. We would be happy to answer questions for you. And if you don't get all the answers you need from this video, you can always text or call me later. I'd love to answer any questions that you might have. So today is really exciting. We actually carry a number of Dutch Star models in this segment. We have 13 to offer. We've got 2 that are 40 foot, then we've got 3 that are 37, and we've got, oh gosh, we've got 8 that are 43 feet long. Now that is the maximum length for a Dutch Star. The 4369 is a very popular model. This is its counterpart. This is a 4363. And the reason I'm so excited to show this to you is because really the only difference here is that we've swapped the kitchen. So there's no pull out here. It's got a stationary kitchen. But we're gonna start from the back and I'll kind of cover some of the benefits that you have of both as we go through the video. And in the rear, which is of course the most important aspect of the coach, the bathroom and bedroom area, you'll find that we have one of the most spectacular showers available on the open market and one of the roomiest bathrooms that you could have. So take a look inside here. We're looking at the Wiley decor. This is just a beautiful, beautiful coach. But like I was saying, this shower is so exciting because in the Dutch Star, one of the differentiating features that you have between a Ventana and a Dutch Star is this cathedral ceiling. So this cathedral ceiling, as you can see, is really tall. I always call this kind of the little arch or the rainbow that you see above the door. But what it does is it gives us the availability of putting this rain shower head way up in the air. So if you're a tall person that doesn't typically fit in a shower, this is a shower that will really fit you well. So I absolutely love that. And then before I put this back down, I do want to show you there's a great shelf here that actually has a place to put your soap, and then it will actually hold your conditioner and shampoo bottles very nicely, which is awesome. And then of course we have this beautiful dark metal finish throughout the coach. Very, very pretty. We still of course have the handheld wand, which is handy. And then you'll notice that there's a little light here. And this is part of our water saving system. This is the Aqua View system. So what happens is this will actually change color and turn blue when the water's heated up. So you've got a 105 gallon tank here, and you've got 75 gallons of gray water. For me, gray water is absolutely clutch. To get this like little bird's nest down at the end of the day, I need a lot of shampoo and conditioner. So the gray water tank fills up pretty quickly. That being said, this will actually allow you to recycle that hot water until it gets warm enough. And of course, this is an all-electric version of this coach. This is the full electric package, so it's got a tankless water heater. So the water does get really hot pretty quick, but until it does, it recycles it so it doesn't fill up your gray water tank. You'll also notice that I'm sitting down on a really nice teak bench. This is a great bench if you need to be able to wash your feet at the end of the day, maybe shave your legs. Gives you some really nice availability of extra seating space in this RV. And then when you want it out of the way, of course, you just put it up against the wall. Super, super nice. One thing that you get in the Dutch Star also that I think is really important to mention is a towel bar. So of course, we always have our robe hook, but having a nice towel bar on the outside here as well as behind the toilet is really handy. And then today you'll notice that I do have our shades. Now we've got power shades throughout the coach, but I've got these down just so you can see how nice these MCD shades work. There's a remote for all of them except for this one. And of course this is covering not only a window that has a vent on it, but also if you'll look at this, you can unlock this door and open it. So that's really handy. It's great for loading things if you'd like to. It's also great for escaping if there's any kind of, you know, bad things going on up front, whether there's invaders or a fire, whatever it might be. So very cool there. And this magnetic cover, when you remove it, you can deploy the ladder, but it will not need to be replaced after you've used it. So that's an important feature. Sometimes they're a one-use feature, and in this case, it's something that you would be able to just continuously reuse it if you needed to use it to go in and out. You'll also notice nice porcelain toilet here by Dometic. We've got the touchless flush. And then right here you'll see that we see bath floor heat, and it's got high, medium, and low. We have a 3-zone heated floor standard in the Dutch Star, and what's really nice is that this cover that I'm standing on top of here is also heated now. So that's a new advent for this model year, and it's cool because that is kind of a place where it could be cold. Now keep in mind the residential style construction that is in place with the Dutch Star does give you a really thick subfloor. So you're not going to have a lot of heat or a lot of cold coming up from your base. It's also going to be pretty quiet when you're coming down the road, but it's nice to have that heated so your toesies aren't cold in the morning. That brings us to a great feature as well. I love our safe here in the back, and you're going to see this 4363 has a beautiful shelf above the hanging space, as well as a ton of wardrobe space in the back. So I'm going to keep going through here. Let me open these next 2 drawers for you. And then I've got the covers uncovered there, so you'll notice that we keep all of our wiring very organized throughout the coach. And then there's even more space here, and there's also a number of shelves as well as lower space down here on the left. So you've got that drop down, and of course that LED light is going to be low energy use, which is great. We do have LEDs throughout the coach. I love the carpet lined feature here, and then there's also a plug down here at the very end of this shelf, which is a great place to put your hair dryer and maybe your curling iron, so you can keep everything stowed away neatly. So this is just a really nice luxurious bathroom. I love the dual sinks. Underneath these cabinets there's a ton of storage. I'm going to open all of these drawers. As you'll see, these are all dovetailed construction. Very, very well made in Napanee, Indiana, by the Amish. Soft close the whole way through. Of course, all matching hardware, and tons of storage space on both sides. So plenty of room for all of your linens, beach towels, whatever it might be that you need. And what a lovely, large residential style bathroom we have here. Now behind this door, you'll see we have another full-size medicine cabinet. So for you that are traveling with friends and company, you can keep everything up in the rear so that you don't have to keep things in that mid-bath. Now this is a 1.5 bath model. All that being said, if you're traveling and you're spending a lot of time on the road, it's really nice to be able to do your laundry. Now I've got a lot of people who ask questions about this. There's a 30-minute cycle that takes very little water. This is a highly energy efficient washer and dryer, and it's really conveniently located right next to the bed. So this is a really great placement, because if you're doing your laundry and you want to be able to fold things, it's just right here next to your bedroom. All that being said, I wanted to show you this nice solid pocket door that we have here and how this closes for privacy. So as you can see, you have plenty of privacy in there if you want to get ready in the morning. Just take take your time. You don't have to worry about intruding on the person sleeping in this room. But in this room, you'll find a spectacular bedroom. And I do think that these are really the 2 most important places in the coach, because this is where you kind of, where you reset, where you get, there we go, where you get all of your rest and you get recharged for the next day. So I've put these MCD shades down on either side. And I wanted to show you today, I think it's really nice actually to go ahead and turn off all of the lights except for these beautiful backlit sconces. Look at how pretty this bedroom is. I mean, this is really just a stunning, beautiful bedroom. So relaxing, so rejuvenating at the end of a long day. I just absolutely love it. If you haven't seen that before, it's something where we really don't focus on how nice and dark a bedroom can be or how comforting it is just to have things like these backlit sconces. Now you will notice we've got 2 110 outlets as well as USB ports here, and then a great place to keep your water bottles so that while you are traveling down the road, you don't have to store everything somewhere else. You'll find that that's on both sides. And then also we have great controls here for our left and right reading lights, as well as plugs overhead. So there's a plug up here in this overhead cabinet. It's 2 110 outlets, and there's a grommet that comes down and goes below here and comes out this hole. So if you wanted to run any kind of electrics out of the top of this cabinet, you could. So for instance, if you're somebody who likes to maybe use your iPad or your laptop at night and you want to keep it plugged in, it's a great place to be able to do so. So really, really nice, you know, just the power shades. I don't know, Jody, if you want to pan up and show how all of these returns are covered in the ceiling. So you've got this nice soft finish. You've got your speakers here. You can turn those on and off with a switch of the button right here next to your bed as well. It's just a really nice, luxurious retreat. And then, you know, I know we already had a ton of storage room in the back, but there's even more here. And of course, once again, we've got LED lighting for it, and then tons and tons of drawer space. So this is just a really, really beautiful setup. And then here, this is going to be something that is going to become somewhat of a dinosaur. So this is a Blu-ray player. You will not see this in a 2022 model. We've discontinued these because this 4K TV is a smart TV. We offer a whole bunch of different solutions for people who want to use Netflix and Wi-Fi. I encourage you, ask me about Cradlepoint. And that note, ask me about solar as well. There's a lot of new solutions to RVing that are making things even more convenient than they were in the past. Now I do want to open these up really quick and just show you that above this beautiful nightstand you also have another window that can open, so cross ventilation on either side, and then a window here, so if you do have those doors closed you can still have a lot of nice fresh air coming in throughout this cabin. Okay, so that's going to bring us into the galley. What a beautiful kitchen we have here. So on the 4063 versus the 4069, this is where we'll see the first change. The bathroom is in, the mid-bath is in the same place, but this kitchen here, instead of being straight with a pop out, allows us to have more of an angled sink. So we've got a vegetable sink here, and then we've got a full undermount basin sink as well. So this is a very, very nice residential style sink. And what that does for you is it gives you a little more counter space here. So this extra counter space is just really luxurious. One of the things that benefits, of course, is that look at the size of these drawers. So you have all of this drawer space. And I don't know, if you're like me, I love to cook. I always have lots of spatulas and tongs and, you know, oven mitts. Of course, I'll mention oven mitts because we do have both a microwave and a convection oven here. So this is a great place if you wanted to make cookies. You can make cookies in this by preheating it and throwing in some Nestle Toll House, you know, little morsels, make them yourself. You've got plenty of room in this kitchen to bring everything you would need to make cookies. This is what we'll call the remote door right now, but of course, this is a dedicated drawer made specifically for silverware. And you'll see we've got these MCD shades all over the place. And so when we put these down, or up, let's see, let's go up. You can see it opens all of the windows to this great light. So you've got this really nice, bright, airy kitchen, really nice dining area. And then below our convection and microwave oven, you'll notice that we have what's called a true induction cooktop. So this is not a cooktop that has a coil underneath that gets hot. This is run magnetically. You've got to have a copper core pan. All Clad out of Indiana makes a phenomenal copper core pan. You can also get cheap sets from Walmart or any of those places. We actually carry them here as well, but I love the All Clad brand. What's nice about this is if you are a chef, if you're into cooking, or even if you're not, if you just like to make things happen fast, this gets fast so much hotter than any kind of open flame would. And you can put a paper towel down on the stove, put the pot on top of it, and you can actually boil water without catching that paper towel on fire. And what that means to me is that you've got something that's going to be what I would consider to be prevention, fire prevention in your coach. And of course, no one wants to have a fire in their RV. The other thing that's really nice about this is that it can come out. So you can actually remove this and take it outside, plug it in. So if you're making, maybe you caught some fresh trout or sea bass, and you want to, you know, take it and cook it. You don't want to cook it inside of your coach. You don't have to. And then you'll notice that on either side of these covers, we have a cutting board as well. Now in my RV, I've replaced this. I actually took it inside of inside Walmart. I go to Walmart a lot now that I have an RV, and I bought one that was just a little thinner, that fit inside of this pocket, so that when my phone is sitting on it, it doesn't slide off. And I actually keep this at home in my garage. So, you know, just little tips of the trade that make things a little bit easier. But like I said, this kitchen is just so luxurious. It's got so much room. Here, of course, you've got your VIN number. You've got all of your paint codes. Newmar always does provide you with extra paint, which is really nice if you need some touch-up paint. Of course, these things are road warriors. They're going down lots of roads. They do have a beautiful diamond coat on the front, so we've got that clear bra for you. But like I said, all of this is carpet lined. Lots of room. This is a great place to keep a coffee pot if you wanted to. So if you wanted to keep that above and stowed while you're traveling. And then you'll notice we have a cord can plug into this 110 outlet right here. And then of course we have a beautiful residential style faucet. And that brings me to the next best part of this. Well, hold on, let's pause and show you my favorite attribute. I love a place to keep my sponge and my little brush. It got a double pocket because of this 4363, and then nice little Rev-A-Shelf feature there. But yeah, so next to my residential faucet, my residential style oven and microwave, I also have a beautiful refrigerator. So I love this Whirlpool refrigerator that they use. It's got an ice maker. It's got a very deep tray down below. It's got a place to keep all of your meats and cheeses, vegetables with adjustments. These are adjustable shelves. The water filter is the second water filter in your line of defense. So not only do you have an all-house water filter outside filtering the water as it comes in, you've got a water filter here which will filter the water before you make your ice, and also for your door. So that's very, very handy. Now in 2021 we had a pretty significant change in terms of the way that we manufacture things. We removed the little silver buttons. The little silver buttons, if you've seen Newmars in the past, they had a little plastic hook that would keep these drawers from falling out, but as you can see, they don't come out now unless you push. So these are really cool because you push them and they all pop out, and they're all full-length extensions, so you have tons of cabinet space in here. This is a really, really luxurious pantry. If you want to get a more luxurious pantry than this, you're going to have to go ahead and upgrade to the Mountain Air, because this is the big one. I love all of this storage. Now that being said, it's adjustable, so you can change the heights of it. So if you want to put them closer together because maybe one's just for soup can and you need a taller one for olive oil, or any of those types of things, syrup maybe, whatever it might be, very, very convenient. And you'll notice that it's all lit on the inside, so just a really beautiful warm glow coming from that. And then that's going to bring us to the mid-bath. So this is another portion of the RV that is identical. So this in the 4363 has this beautiful vessel sink. And then down below you'll notice that this RV is equipped with a central vac. So that's a place for you to both sweep, it's a sweep plate, so you can actually just flip that up and sweep into it, or there's a hose attachment area. And one of the things to note with the Dutch Star is a little more storage here. Here is your kind of motherboard, if you will. Like I said, everything is super organized and very accessible. 2 additional plugs right up there. Another porcelain potty, and I'll just show you inside of these cabinets. So lots of room for guests. Again, another plug inside of the carpet-lined medicine cabinet. So just beautiful execution here. But what I was going to say is, so one of the things to note about the Dutch Star that really makes it unique, and we'll take a look at it underneath the table outside here in our Euro booth, is that we have hydraulic slides. And what that means to you, and what the major impact of that is that those little kick plates are great if you can sweep into them, but what happens if you have carpet? Well, then you've got to plug in and vacuum everything, and getting sand out of carpet is tough. What Newmar's done in their revolutionary implementation of slide technology is they've added a hydraulic full house slide here. So you'll notice underneath this kitchen here, there is no carpet. There's actually a little set of rollers that comes up, and this lifts up hydraulically and then rolls in. And then also there's a hydraulic slide on this RV underneath this booth. So again, no carpet. This is not an electric slide, and what it does is it gives me room. Now you'll see I've got this kind of staged so you can see how much room we have to eat, so you could really easily have 4 people here, or 2 very, very comfortably sitting. But I've got this set up so that we actually have room for this additional leaf, which is underneath the bed in the back. So you can actually sit 6 here very, very comfortably. And I just think that that's such a nice feature in an RV. And these seats are so posh and comfortable. There's plenty of leg room underneath for both people. This is one of the additional folding chairs, and we will put that away and I'll show you where it goes in a little bit. But next to this booth, you also have, or underneath I should say, a little release. You have even more storage space here. So I just love this. Now beyond this, we have this beautiful chair wheel with the smoked mirror coming up, really kind of popping out and giving you that feeling of more space here. Another Dutch Star feature, just a really, really nice execution. Newmar's tagline is when you know the difference. And I'll tell you, when you know the difference, you'll know that the Dutch Star is the #1 selling RV in North America year after year. And all of these little nuances are the reason why. It's just a very, very nice coach. So I do want to pull this over. I'm going to show you how much room you have without the extra single leaf that we have installed here. And I normally have these wrapped, so to whomever it is that is lucky enough to own this coach in the long run, I'm sorry I unwrapped them for the video, but I really wanted to be able to show people how much extra space you can garner with these 2 leaves. And we're going to take them back here, slide my cheese tray off to the distance, and we'll put both the chair and the leaf away underneath our storage. Now, if you'll notice, I just did that with one hand. That's because it's really easy. It's on a hydraulic push, so it's super simple to lift up. Jody, I'm going to squeeze past you and just grab this extra chair really quick. Put this away. And like I said, tons and tons of extra room here. Now, this is a Sleep Number radius corner bed, so it's a 72 by 80. You will need to get some RV king sheets for this bed. But I love this Wiley decor. It's just so beautiful. And the Bermuda glazed maple high gloss finish really, really sets it off. So that's what you're looking at here. We've got Gotham on the outside, which is really excited to show you as well. Okay, so now we're all closed in here. That brings us to the next important quarters, the front. So if you have guests with you, and you know, if you're feeding 6, you probably do. I'm going to put these on top of the best part of this coach, which is that theater seating package. But I want to show you how this bed looks when you open it up. And while I'm doing that, I'm also going to put that televator up. Woo! But look at this. So another full-size bed up front. So plenty of room for company. And I did a great video yesterday where I talked about the dimension of width across the center there, but you could fit a full-size or king-size mattress there as well. So really, really cool. But look at how much room you have on this bed. So plenty of room for your kids to come. They can bring the grands. I mean, everybody could come and sleep over and have a nice camping trip with you in this RV, which is so amazing because it's such a luxurious, beautiful RV. Really, it feels like you're at home. And I love all of these decorations. I keep reusing them. They came with these RVs. They came with these RVs from the auto show. So when Newmar met everybody and showed them all of the coaches, we are lucky enough to be a fairly large dealership for Newmar. We carry all the way up through King Air, of course, and we got 7 of the RVs. And I took all the stuff out of all of them, and I keep using them as props in here, but it's really important to understand, I have all of this stuff in my RV. Like when I get to my locations, I pull my pictures out, I have my nice dishes, I've got my little decorations that really bring us home. And like even down to like I have a little container that I would put right here on this shelf that would keep my spare keys. That way I always know where my keys were. When I, during COVID, that's where we actually kept all of our masks. So if we had to be somewhere where we might have to have a mask to go in the grocery store, we always just kept them right there in a little bucket. So I do encourage you to really move into your RV when you get it. Okay, all that being said, wow, here we are. My favorite part of the show. These are color changing. The littlest things make me happy. So I can make it like pink. If I wanted to, I can make it turquoise. So I can kind of like match my outfit, which really matters a lot to me. I know that sounds silly, but you could probably tell because I'm always wearing something pretty silly. My daughter says this is my tree outfit. Okay, so check that out. How nice is that? What an amazing and great head support, neck support, body support, plenty of room. Doesn't matter if you're skinny or not so skinny, very comfortable theater seating. And then I love this. What I did is I actually put the books for this RV in here. So Jody's gonna take a picture, or not take a picture, but show you with a video how much room is behind there. But check this out, when I move it over, it's got enough room to actually hold all of the Newmar manuals underneath. So that's pretty darn impressive. So we've talked about a lot of things. Storage, which is uber crucial, and these are so deep. You know, Jody, if you want to take a picture of those. So we go through. All carpet lined, plenty of room for board games. We keep Tupperwares full of things like our outdoor kitchen tables, matches, fire starting kits, all of that stuff up top. Of course, we have our laptop cords, all of those things. But there's so much storage throughout this RV. It's really quite amazing. And then you'll notice that here above, there it is, we've got once again our Blu-Ray player here, as well as our Bose soundbar. This has got amazing sound quality. I absolutely love that. We use that all the time. Nothing better than a little Led Zeppelin when you're getting all set up. But even above this dinette area, what a nice place to be able to keep all of your glasses, you know, all of your coffee cups. The storage here is just really, really spectacular. And then all the conveniences, another 110 outlet with USB ports, are just right at your fingertips. So such a cool RV. Now here in the front, another cubby there, one with shelves here. Here in the front, you'll notice that we have this beautiful queen's chair, and I love the map backs. I know that it's not important as you go down or up in the Newmar lines, different things come and go, but at the Dutch Star level, you always get these map backs, and I love to have like a Thomas's guide. Sometimes I don't have good cell phone reception. Sometimes the Rand McAnally navigation is stupid. You know, sometimes I just want to look at a book. So I love map backs, great place to keep wildflower books, birding books, all of those things. We also have another gigantic television. So if you're watching, you know, the Rockies or the Broncos on game day, great place for everyone to hang out. These chairs do flip around, so you could watch this television, or if you're driving down the road, you've got seat belts here, you've got plenty of seating here, everyone could sit in the booth. You've got lots of places for everyone to kind of gather and look at this television as well. Now next to that, you'll see that we have our brain. Oh, and this isn't on right now. Yeah, it is. There we go. So your inverter is up here along with your awning control. These are for your Girard awnings, your Oasis system, which gives you not only your tankless hot water heater, but also your hydronic heat. Your Wineguard's telling us we've got 16 local stations on our Razor antenna. That's a standard antenna that comes with the Dutch Star. You see what we have room here for solar prep. I'll tell you, we do 3 170 watt panels for 525 watts of solar. It's a really great way to go. All of your security light systems, your slide controls. Oh, I love this. So your tanks are actually, you've got a digital outlay that shows you what, you know, kind of charge your battery has, how much fresh water, gray water you have. And then of course we're running our HVAC. Now the interesting thing about this is we're running our HVAC right now off of our generator. So I know you probably can't hear that running. It's really quiet, but it is actually what is powering us today. We're not even plugged in. Of course we do have 50 amp service with a 50-foot power cord, and that's a really nice thing. A lot of them come with a 36-foot cord, and that extra 14 feet of cord makes a huge difference. If you think about how much room 14 feet is, you can really plug into something much further away. All that being said, I wanted to show you So it's Mary Fullstitch and Spencer Stadley are our Dutch Star specialists. And what's nice about this is if you call Mr. Stanley on the end of, you know, a trip and something's not working, you can call the 800 number or email either one of these two. They understand your coach. They're Dutch Star specialists. And I was watching a video today, and it was actually of some people who were at Newmar for service that weren't really happy because they had some issues that they were having to take care of. And all I could think to myself was, oh my gosh, how lucky are these people that they are in such a world-class organization that has a full service center, overnight parking, bay upon bay upon bay of support. I mean, and they care about their customers. They want to make things right for them. I mean, that's really one of the things that totally separates Newmar from the pack. There's a lot of other manufacturers and carriers out there that don't embrace their clients and try to make things correct. And on an RV, it's not that they're rumbling down the road and that things explode and all of that stuff. That's not what's happening. It's a house. It's the same as your home. Things that need to be addressed, and you need to know where to call. If your heat or your plumbing went out today, you'd be looking through the phone book, going online, looking at Nextdoor, looking for referrals, sources. Who do we call? Who can we trust? Holy moly, how amazing it is that this manufacturer has these people here waiting to help and answer your questions for you, and that if you can't get them, if you can't get the answers that you want, that they'll invite you to the factory for service. All of that being said, most of our clients don't ever need to go to the factory for service. A lot of them just go there because they want to go on a really amazing tour and take a factory delivery, because we have Freightliner, Spartan, and Elite service here on campus. So we have a full chassis dedicated service center with all technicians that do nothing except for chassis service. And then on top of it, we are a Winnebago, Renegade, and Newmar certified service center for house here. So we service all of those RVs as well, and we're certified by all of those manufacturers. There's only 3 companies in the entire United States that offer that service. And we're centrifugally located. We're right in the middle of the entire United States. So I really encourage you, you know, first of all, Bill Habercorn is our 24-hour guy. His whole job in life is to do nothing but answer questions. I have had customers that have had issues where he can call and troubleshoot with them over the phone before even having to reach out to Newmar. Gary Mavellan has got 2 walks that he's doing for me today. When I say walks, these are 3 hours a piece. This guy does 9 hours of informational tours that will blow your mind. So there's so many reasons to buy a Newmar, but there's even more reasons to buy a Newmar from Transwest. This dealership is so world-class. Everyone who comes goes, wow, this place is huge. Holy mackerel. So sorry to get off on that tangent, but I just really love the place that I work for, and I love the brands that the manufacturers that I represent, and I really have a lot of confidence in the way that they treat their clients, and I wouldn't work for anything less. I wouldn't work for anyone who didn't have that same high level of standard, and honestly, it's one of the reasons that I'm buying another RV sometime this week. I've got another Newmar that I'm going to pick up so I can try out. I've got a Renegade product that I love, but I'm going to get a Newmar Super C, and one of the reasons I'm going to do it is because I want to have a chance to do that factory tour. I want to do all those wonderful things. Okay, so onto the chassis. So a big reason to get a new RV these days is for this, your overhead 360 camera. It's also for your better infotainment system, where you've got all of your camera controls, you've got your Sirius, you've got your Bluetooth, everything here at the touch of a button. Much nicer interface, bigger screens, just better technology overall. You'll notice here that we have a wireless charging dock for your cell phone. Of course, we've got our standard brake control, but take a look at this. How about this stock control transmission? So you still got your Allison transmission, but how nice is it to have it on stock control? And if you would like to call me up, I can explain to you how you actually use this M&A feature. This is a really great Freightliner feature. A lot of people don't understand how it works, but that is something that we should definitely cover for you, especially if you want to come out for a test drive. We've got great test drives, and that's really the only way that you're going to be able to experience what is the most unique and differentiating factor in any diesel pusher Newmar: comfort drive. Comfort drive is a difference maker. It is going to be something where, well, let's go ahead and start her up, right? So if I turn my wheel to full tilt, you'll notice that it'll come all the way back when I'm in drive. And the reason it does that is because it wants to always be straight. And when I say always be straight, what I mean about that is this is the natural predilection of this wheel. So as I'm driving with comfort drive, what I'm going to find is that this wheel will keep me straight. So while this diesel pusher is pushing behind me, instead of me fighting this during a windstorm, this is having the fight for me. It's giving me great control of my coach, but it's also making sure that I don't have to worry about that road fatigue that you get. I better turn my brake back on or I'll roll into the video trailer. Hi Andrew, I just rolled into the video trailer. Just kidding. But no, so that Freightliner, that comfort drive system offered by Newmar on not only, you know, on all of their diesel pushers, let's just put it that way, Spartan chassis or Freightliner chassis. Super amazing. The other thing that we have, of course, is all of the steering wheel controls. You'll notice that we have great inputs for your auxiliary and USB ports. Got a power window right here. It's a big, nice window. Of course, you've got your hydraulic leveling jacks as well. Heated mirrors with automatic control for left and right. Just a really, really great cockpit. Very important to understand that all of these changes that they've made in the last few years have really revolutionized everything about RVing. They've made these so much more comfortable to drive on long road trips. And then I'll put this day shade down just so you can see how much darker we can get this cab. So shades the whole way through. Really just an amazing vehicle. Now we do of course have our 6-way power seats that turn around, a place to keep your cell phones and your wallets. We don't have the little fans anymore, but what you do have is you do have your fan control right here. So you do have overhead fans as well as a JBL sound system. And then I want to show you here, we've got a little bit of storage up here, which is super nice. But take a look over here. So we also have, again, dual USB ports, 110 outlets on both sides. We've got our wireless charging station as well. You also have, oh, I already had this out. See, Jody, I was going to block you today, but you asked me not to, so I didn't. So look, we've got our nice desk as well, which easily retreats back here. And then we have also our step cover. So the step cover is super handy because if you've got a puppy or somebody who's traveling with you, you don't want them to fall down the hole. So that's great. I always stand in it because I want people to know that even really big people won't fall through this step cover. Okay, I'm going to put my pillows back. I know that that's kind of OCD of me. But Jody, let's head outside and talk about some more of the features as well. Oh, put the slides in. Okay, so just so you know, yesterday I did a video and we got to the end and I couldn't remember what I forgot. Does that make sense? Remember what I forgot? Anyway, I forgot to put the slides in. So I'm going to put the slides in. I'm going to do these ones first, Jody, and then I'm going to go and I'm actually going to do the ones in the back second. So I'll put that bedroom slide in. But so this is, we used to have, you know, the glory days of RVing, you know, it was a four slide coach was like the big dog. Well, now you got competition. Look at this. This is a full hydraulic wall slide. And look at this masterpiece finish on the inside. All of the paint colors are actually matched the whole way into this slide. And look at this amazing chain that you have here. I mean, this is so impressive. But yeah, I did totally forget to put the slides in and show you the walking room to the potty yesterday. So I will show you that to you today. There's so much to cover on these videos. And these are live, so this is like, it's a lot, you know. My little brain is not that big. But super simple. I can make you a sandwich. I can get the mayonnaise out. I can go to the potty. So all of these things are really, really accessible. So honestly, the crazy thing about this RV is that you really do have a coach that has not only livable space that's just like home, when you get to wherever you're going, you've got livable space that's just like a super luxurious apartment in Manhattan while you're getting there. I mean, this is such an amazing feature. Jody, you should really show how this floor looks too. It's kind of cool to see this slide and how this works with this tile and why we're able to do this. It's very, very neat that Newmar was able to come up with such an amazing solution for slide control. Now, all of that being said, of course, the heaviest weight of this coach is out here on the outside, right? So the Star foundation that you'll find in this coach, we'll take a look at it underneath, but that stands for strong, true, and robust. And that's really why you can have these slides the way that you do. Okay. Oh, look, I even have my clipboard today. Whoa, we are just batting 1,000. Before I go out, I love, love, love this screen door. I think it's really handy. So you can open it all the way up, or you could leave it closed, whatever you wanted to. And then, Jody, I'm not going to leave these up because you won't be able to get out, but if you want to show, can you aim down? Yeah, you got that. All this great storage underneath. Great place to keep dog food, maybe some puppy dishes, leashes, so that you always have everything you need on your way out. I am going to go turn that generator off. You can hear the generator. So the generator is here under the front end cap. So that's what you hear right now. I'm just going to go inside and turn that off really quick. Just a touch of a button and that's done. But yeah, look at this Chatham exterior. How gorgeous is this? I absolutely love this. Oh, I forgot to cover the doorstep cover. Look at it, it even has little LED lights, which is so fun. Okay, so in the Mountain Air we did yesterday, you'll notice that the mirrors were integrated into your chrome mirrors, or not the mirrors, but the side cameras. Here they're here, so your side camera is here down along the plank of the Dutch Star. Of course, we've got our beautiful 22.5-inch radius tires by Michelin. Anything 43 feet or up will have 150 gallons of diesel. It's a dual-sided fill, so this is one side. And then here you'll notice this is where you could have, if you wanted to, and we could always install it for you, that Dometic. But before you get that Dometic plug-in, iceless cooler, you could always try a cooler here first. Lots and lots of room in this cabin for a cooler. And then 91 inches long. These slides are so big, even with the slides out. These cargo compartments you can reach all the way here in the middle, so you can load them really easily. And they're also really easy. I was telling someone yesterday I kind of like them when they're not power because they go in and out a little faster. But look at that pass-through. I mean, isn't that just amazing? And this will give us an opportunity to look at the Star foundation. So on the Star foundation, what they do is they actually assemble the floor first, install all of the tile, and put everything together so that this RV has time to cure before they use a crane to actually bring the floor and set it down on top of the foundation. So instead of the foundation sitting down on top of that rail that you see at the top of the cab, you'll see that it actually holds it up above. And what that gives is it gives you less flex, it gives you less road noise, it gives you a quieter, more insulated basement. So with that hydronic heat, you can keep this coach out in very cold temperatures, but you won't feel it on the floor, even if you don't have your heated floors on. Of course, most of us will have our heated floors on. Here's the road vac. So this station here, of course, is the exterior station for those hoses. You can use those both inside and outside. Really nice place to be able to clean out your paddleboard. And then on the left here, we've got some 110 outlets. So if you want to use this as a margarita making station, plenty of room in here. You'll notice that this coach also has the exterior television as well as soundbar. Now, we don't ever watch TV outside, but we use that soundbar a ton. It's just nice, again, to be able to sit out here by your campfire, listen to some good old Jimi Hendrix. Oh, tag axle. Holy moly. So Freightliner does a phenomenal job with this tag axle. I did a 3-point turn in this parking lot earlier to stage this coach. It was amazing at how small the turning radius is. So not only is this rear axle giving you kind of a cantilever effect where you'll be able to have that 15,000 pound hitch in the back with something really heavy on it, not give you that kind of bouncy feel, but it also will pivot at any speed under 20 miles an hour and give you a really amazing wheel cut so that you can actually make tight turns or get into parking spots that are a little more difficult to get into. So super, super handy there. I do recommend send me an email, send me a text, let me explain to you how to weigh your corners so that you can get your tire pressure set correctly. Michelin has a very nice guideline on this. Freightliner would encourage you to do so. You'll have a much better ride quality, even better than just having the tag axle alone. All that being said, here's our DEF tank, and this is also going to be dual fill. And then our DEF tank goes directly into this little bad boy down here, and this is actually where they burn off all of those carbon emissions that come through for diesel, making this a clean air vehicle. In Colorado, we actually have quite a few exemptions because of the fact that this is a clean air diesel. This clean air diesel is really revolutionized the RV industry, and not only that, the trucking industry. It's just better for the environment overall. And then here we have, of course, our our chassis batteries, and then this is our chassis disconnect. So if I just turn this to off, I can go ahead and store this vehicle really easily and know that I'm not going to have anything on my chassis plugged in that's drawing any kind of electrical draw off the battery. Okay, so we just talked about this briefly. Freightliner does this really amazing thing, and we have a great video if you haven't tuned into our Transwest Truck Trailer RV YouTube station, where we make a video. I mean, seriously, this is my third video in a row. I made one Friday, I made one yesterday, and now it's Tuesday making one again. We make a video 5 days a week of an RV, and we have a huge library, but one of the videos that we have will show a picture of a Ventana and a Dutch Star side by side. One of the how that tag axle works, showing you how this brake bypass line works that goes to your trailer, so that if your brakes were to fail for some reason, not only would your coach stop automatically, but you would also have a secondary cylinder that would give you brake control. And of course, we've got all of our plugs here. Everything's set up for this 15,000 pound towing capacity. And you've got one. Oh, I'm ready. Question me.
Question. How wide are the front tires? Repeat the question.
I will. How wide are the front tires? As soon as I get up there, I'll read you the widths. I don't have them memorized. And even though I think I have an idea, I don't want to be wrong, so I'll read them off of the tire for you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for asking questions. I love that. That's awesome. Okay, so, we didn't talk about the side cameras, but I'll get it on there. So here's a rear view camera here, and then there's another camera up here. This is for our 360, and then this is our Voyager camera. This is for our trailer stacker in the back. So Freightliner custom chassis, ultra steer, LED taillights, radiator here in the side, so you've got amazing engine access. If you guys watched yesterday's video, I almost hit myself in the head because this popped open automatically. But I do want to show you this amazing marriage of Cummins to Freightliner here. So as you can see, anything that's going to be Cummins in here is going to be red painted, and anything that's Freightliner is going to be black. But I love how clean and accessible this rear engine cavity is. This is just such a nice thing. This is going to be for your hydronic heat. This is your Oasis system. And this is the antifreeze that runs through a coil underneath the coach with air going over it, giving you your hydronic heat in both your engine bays and in your coach itself in the house. All of that being said, you do have three 15,000 watt BTU air conditioners with heat pumps, but this hydronic heat will work at temperatures that are lower than where the heat pumps will actually function. And then let me get you the measurements off of these tires, and I'll let you know what the fronts are. The rears are 315/80 R22.5s, but let me tell you what the fronts are when we get up to those. First though, let's talk about the DEF filling station here. So this is the other side where you can fill DEF on both sides. This is that emergency exit door that I showed you earlier in the bathroom. That's where that comes out. This is the Gotham Exterior. This is absolutely, let me make sure I got that right, Chatham Exterior. This is a Chatham Exterior. It has this beautiful sage green and kind of a champagne silver with cream and black. I like this because it reminds me of camping. It reminds me, it would blend into the forest. It's kind of like a sexy camo. So I really like that a lot. And then that brings us here to our water bay. Take a look at this. So we have the SantaCon system here, which is optional. This would alleviate the need for a slunky, if you will. It's because it's got a dual macerator on it. Here is your hot and cold water with your outdoor shower, a place for paper towels, that whole house filter we talked about, your power hose reel right here, which is really nice to have. And then here you have another hole, so if you wanted to use a gravity filter that had the clear elbows on it instead, you could use that. And then there's a little bay right there between the two tires to store the gravity filter, so you could always keep one with you if you needed to keep it extra. It's also a great place to keep your gloves. So if you want to keep gloves so you don't have, I have two sets of gloves. One's for the water bay and the other one's for firewood, because I don't like splinters either. So this is that 50-foot, 50-amp power cord. This, of course, is also power. And what's nice about that is because it's power, your hands aren't going to get as dirty. And then more importantly, it takes up a lot less room underneath in your basement, which is nice. This is your Oasis hydronic heating module. The Oasis system, again, is going to be responsible for giving you your tankless hot water, your hydronic heat. It's really something that's revolutionized the way that we heat our RVs these days. No more propane tanks on board. And if you were to get that solar install on top, I mean, you could really go boondocking in this bad boy for a long time, which is so nice. Of course, look at all of the storage underneath. This is, of course, why we like our Class A's in this segment. So much under bay storage. And the great part about RVing with Dutch Star or with Newmar is that you have great storage on both sides, which is kind of unusual, but they're so efficient that they're able to really maximize the amount of space that you have, just allowing you to stay on the road all that much longer. Look at how far that comes out. So even if you had this full slide out, you have plenty of room. And that brings us to when you do get that there we go, sorry about that. When you do get the upgraded induction cooktop, you comes with an extra set of batteries, so you've got 8 instead of 6, which is the standard battery count. And these are also on a slide, little pins. If you want to do your own maintenance, you know, in 5 years and you want to replace your own batteries, save $1 or $2, it comes out really easy, really accessible. And then here we have the other half of our 150-gallon fuel tank. And let's go ahead and give a read on these. So we're going to be looking at here. These are a 365/70 R22.5. So there's your reading here. It is a really big tire. It's as big as me. And then you'll notice here, once again, I keep talking about this, but I think it's really important to understand. You want it to look like this. You want everything to be organized. You want all of your cords to be bundled. You want to see all of these little safety features, keeping things that don't belong touching, wrapped separately, zip tied together, some spare fuses. This is one of the things that really sets Newmar apart, is their attention to detail. And of course, here's the release here, and that would release that generator that's in front. And then right here, you'll see the 360 camera. So we've got 360-degree camera view. We've got a tag axle, a 4363 in the Chatham exterior with the Wiley graphics on the inside. This has got to be one of the most beautiful RVs that I've seen in a long time, and it's different. It doesn't look like everything else. Oh, another question. Yep. Go ahead.
Is there a lithium battery option?
Is there a lithium battery option? So no. So there are manufacturers like Renegade that are really pioneering lithium batteries right now, but the only Newmar that we're making currently that would have a lithium battery option standard is going to be the King Air. And if you want a King Air, I've got another one coming in right now. I'll be doing a video on it, I'm sure, sometime in July. But we have a pre-owned 2021 here. I would love to show you through that RV and how that works. But currently, there's a lot of things that go into lithium, and we can get into that. You're always welcome to give me a call. I'm pretty well versed, but it's not just a battery pack you're putting into the RV. There's also different inverters that you need. They call it a hybrid lithium battery inverter, and it changes the way things function. So there's temperature gauges that have to be run differently, voltage measurements, and I think that Newmar really wants to make sure if they're going to implement that technology that they do it with a very clean launch, and it's tough. You know, Winnebago's been doing it for a while now. Renegade started doing it in 2021. And we do have lithium ion batteries here that would work with this chassis. I just wouldn't spend the money on them until the 4 or 5 years later when these ones are shot. In my coach currently I added solar, and I was going to add lithium, but everyone said, why are you going to add lithium? I mean, your batteries are fine right now. And I do think that that is a valid point. I think that lithium is part of the future. I just don't think it needs to be part of your future quite yet. You can wait until it's time to replace these batteries, and by that point in time, the battery cost will also be down quite a bit. It's been dropping pretty steadily since that technology was launched, and as it becomes more and more commonplace, I think you'll find that it will eventually replace our AGMs. But for right now, Newmar is an AGM centrific brand, and they will, I think in the future, at least not through 2023, but maybe, or not 2022, but maybe in 2023 you'll start to see that introduction, but right now it's just the King Air that has that battery pack. Okay, so thank you so much, by the way, for asking questions. I love that, you guys. It's just awesome. Okay, convex chrome mirrors. Again, that little camera that shows you when you're turning left or right. And of course, that plays really well into that big screen that you see, that upgrade that you had in 2021 for those new screens. But take a look at this Dutch Star. Again, this is stock number 5N201324. Again, 5N201324. One of our last few 2021s. I've got a few 4369s coming in. I've got this one 4363. All of them have that phenomenal shower, that beautiful bedroom, and then just the difference of kitchens. So whichever you prefer, they're all available right now. You could have 3. Give me a call today. Anyway, my name is Katie O'Neill. I'm at 303-562-8659 here at Transwest Truck, Trailer, and RV. Thank you so much for all of your questions today and for tuning in. I hope I've done a good job for you, and we really appreciate you and cannot wait to get you out on the road camping. Thanks very much, you guys.